Well, we're here at the Oral Leisure Centre. The count for the Letterkenny Milford area is continuing, and independent candidate Dessie Shields is with me here. Dessie, so far so good, still a bit to go, but the smart money is suggesting that you're going to take a seat, which will be a fantastic achievement for you.
I think I'm 230 now clear of 11th place, and there's a few more, well, shall we say, Letterkenny candidates to go out now. As you say, we're only in it for 3 weeks. I think we're in half the time of any of the other candidates, and I think some of the candidates, as I said here today, were in this for 4 months from January. Yeah. I think John O'Donnell's in this for 4 months. We're in it for 3 weeks. So I think when everybody assesses us afterwards and they realise that the Letterkenny vote was spread everywhere, they'll have a view on who performed well in this election.
Yeah, I mean, you performed well in the general election, Dessie. You decided to put your name forward at that particular stage because you felt that change was needed and independent voices, and you know, everybody was very impressed with what you did. Why did it take you so long to decide, right, I'm going to go here locally as well?
It was really a case of kind of waiting until I just decided I would wait until the first day when nomination papers could be put in, because I didn't really think there was a need to be doing this for months on end. I think people are sick of campaigns that are going on for months and months, and I know today is a successful conclusion for some people who have done that, but some other people have done this for very substantial periods of time, and it hasn't worked out that way. And I think, you know, a rule maybe brought in that said, you know, there should be an election campaign for 5 or 6 weeks wouldn't be a bad idea, because it's contributing to the voter apathy, that people are sick and tired of looking at people running around for 2 months talking about when they're running, how they're running, where they're going to run, and all the rest of it, you know. Yeah.
There's been a surge towards independence in this election, and all the constituencies around. We've been at this is the 4th one out of the 5th that we've been at, and independent, you know, 3 in Donegal town, for example, and yeah, 1s in Ballybofey and in Glenty. So the general public seem to think they're better having an independent voice up there because the parties have failed them really in the last number of years.
Yeah, it's what this election is showing, is that people have had enough really of Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Labour, to an extent which it'll either keep rising or it'll plateau off, but there seems to be an establishment there now of Sinn Féin as a strong party nationally, and also independents appear to be able to hold their own. Even somebody like me that can enter an election with 3 weeks to go, and at the moment I'm in 8th place and moving up the field, you know, so it appears that people want to change and want independents who aren't towing a party line, people that they think they can rely on rather than hoping that they can rely on them.
Yeah. Haven't they shown their confidence in you now, Dessie? The people of Letterkenny mainly, who seem to be the ones that are supporting you most here, are going to have a high expectation that you're going to be able to do something for them when you get up to the council. Is it going to be possible now that Sinn Féin, Fianna Fáil and the independents look as if they're going to dominate this particular Donegal County Council?
It appears so based on the results today. I'm kind of my own man. I'm not really going to be looking to see who's there to join up with. I'm going to be an independent within the independents, if that's the way it is. I've heard other candidates are saying they want to now form pacts. Well, I'd ask them to maybe think about what it means to be an independent. Either you're independent or you're not. Forming a grouping independence is like forming a new party, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. That's it. So
you might be an awkward independent in some people's views.
Well, I'll be an independent, Charlie. That's what I intend to be at all times. And do what's right in each situation. Whatever's right's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
And of course, the fact that town council's gone now in Buncrana, Letterkenny, Ballyshan, Bundoran, the people from those particular areas are going to be looked at by people from those areas and say, you're there to support us because we've lost what we had.
Well, I think now I'm the 3rd highest Letterkenny-based candidate after Kieran Brogan and Jerry McMonigal. So I think Jimmy Kavanagh's looking like he's going to get in now too, so yeah, we will have 4 in Letterkenny, but it's a big loss to Letterkenny, and I think Letterkenny voters maybe didn't realise what was going to happen, because by rights we really should have had 5 from Letterkenny just on a population basis alone, but in saying that, 4's plenty at the same time. I suppose you have to put it in perspective, you know. I'm glad anyway that Letterkenny has got one independent into this, because my director of elections, Eugene Galler, said that if we hadn't have entered, and he said it to me earlier on this evening, Letterkenny would have been left without an independent, because the people coming behind there are from Milford and Downings. One is an independent and the other is a member of Fine Gael. So if we hadn't come into this race with 3 weeks to go like we did, Letterkenny would have been left without an independent, which, considering the rise in the independent vote, wouldn't have been very good, you know. No.
You're a young man with a reputation that once he puts his mind to something, he really throws himself at it 100% and not easily swayed in terms of his opinion and things. Is that going to be a useful portfolio to bring to Milford with you, Dessie?
I hope so, Charlie. That's my intention, is to just do what's right on any particular occasion. Like one thing which still annoys me looking back on it, and it should annoy the general public as well, is that the whole budget debacle earlier this year, the parties who were opposing the budget, and they know who they are, Sinn Féin and Fianna Fáil, it was put out there that if they didn't back a budget, and at the end of the day there was a budget sitting on the table from the county manager which was going to be adopted by hook or by crook. It was up to the members whether they wanted to change that and then adopt it, but otherwise the default position was the manager's budget was going to be followed and put in place. But the message was put out there, if we don't pass this budget, well, the council will be dissolved. But under the Local Government Act, that was never ever going to happen, never legally. And what annoyed me as well looking at it is not one of the independents, not one of the Labour Party and not one of Fine Gael said, actually, Fianna Fáil and Sinn Féin, you're wrong, this just will not happen. And it's an awful pity just that we had 29 councillors and not one of them seemed to know the actual legal position. And it's not always going to be about law over there, but there's certain things there which is making a mockery of local government in Donegal, and we could end up becoming the laughing stock if we don't get our act together coming forward, you know.
I look forward to your input once you get over there.
Thanks very much,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.